La, 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 la. All right, welcome Katab's Farm YouTube channel. Here I am to give you a video about the chicks that I'm currently rearing in here in this structure. These chicks have spent 70 days only, and so far so good. No mortality is there, no single death. So here I am to say, what are the factors that kill our chicks? I say, what are the factors that kill our chicks? Why do the chicks die in a brooder? Number one, with experience, number one is the lighting. Once you have little light, the chicks will never eat well. And once they don't eat well, the immunity does not grow. They have less immune system. And whatever infection comes in, gets them and then they die. So, once you have good lighting system, the chicks will thrive. I don't mean you should have electricity. All of us can't have electricity. Some of us are in the villages, so you can have solar energy, you can have a torch, you can have electricity, of course. So the lighting system matters in your poultry house. Never underestimate it. Number two, we have carelessness. Carelessness, poor caring. You cannot give me an excuse when you have a brooder. You can't give me an excuse. Say maybe I was having a trip, I was busy, I was sleeping, it was raining, couldn't wake up. Why? Carelessness kills birds. I remember at one time when I was still a young man, I started poultry farming. Maybe not a young man. When I was starting poultry farming, I had a visitor. The visitor came, we had a lot of jazz, we chatted, we discussed, we laughed. My dear, I slept like a nanny farmer. The next morning, I found 7 3-week broilers dead. Because there was no power. And you know, with broilers, you have to wake up and at least wake them up. It becomes part of you and you enjoy it. So they died. Carelessness. With poultry farming, if you want to be very serious, you must know what you do. So what kills them, another point is, they die because of infections. We usually use coffee husks, rice bran, wood shavings on our floor as bedding. So once you have them and you don't change them, they bring in infections. Or when you're giving them water, you pour water down there, the infections grow. As they grow, they keep infecting also the chicks, the chickens, then they die. So once they're infected, they die. That's what kills them somehow. Somehow they die because of infections. And the next one, you'll wonder, the chicken or the chicks in the brooder usually die of accidents. You can imagine. Accidents are not with us alone, human beings, but the chicks have accidents. What accidents do you talk about? Stepping on them, putting a feed on them, putting a drink on top of the chick. When they are very young, they are so fragile. They love coming near you, and if you don't see it, you come and step on it. How can you solve that? You must never use shoes or gumboots in your chicken house. If you don't know how to walk in the chicken house, of course at my level, I've got too much experience now. You can use socks, put on your socks, stockings, on your shoes. You go inside. When you come out, remove the shoes, the stockings, you sleep. For us farmers, we handle our life the way we handle it. We wake up 4 times in the night if it's brooding time. So, you have to get good socks, good stockings to put on instead of gumboots. Because gumboots will make you step on the chicks because the feelings are less connected to your feet and the chicks. The chicks usually die of ventilation, poor ventilation. Once your aeration is weak or there is no good ventilation, if the house does not have good aeration or ventilation, the chicks get infections and the infections stay there. They cause flu, they cause cough, and when they start coughing, expect some mortalities. They have to die. So make sure that your house is well ventilated, well aerated, well cleaned up. Don't put a lot of smoke inside. Here, what brings ventilation poor inside here? You start lighting your pot inside. And once the pot is being lit inside with the charcoal, it makes oxygen become less. There's less oxygen supply inside. Oxygen is the air that we breathe in, and chicks also breathe it in. The plants breathe out oxygen, and human beings and animals breathe it in. So they shouldn't breathe in poor oxygen. They should breathe in good oxygen. So you should light your pot from outside. You bring it in when it is already hot. It should always be hot, not having smoke coming out. That's why we encourage people to use briquettes. Briquettes have less smoke, hence no causing poor aeration in the house. The chicks usually die because of poor genetics. If you go and book from poor suppliers, sorry, if you book from poor suppliers, oh, these funny upcoming companies that they have just promotion, not caring about the past, present, and the future. No, that's you're finished. One time I lost a batch of birds, and I knew it was straight away from because of poor genetics. Once you get a supplier who is genuine, of course, we have them in Uganda, East Africa. The suppliers are there, but we should find the most genuine ones because for them they fear for the future. They want their sustainability of a business, so they give you chicks which are not of poor quality. Once they give you poor quality chicks, you may never grow with your farm. So it is better we come up with farmers whom we identify. I mean, the farm supplies who can give us the right breeds of chicks. We also have our chicks die with dehydration mostly. It's what we call diarrhea. Most of the chicks have diarrhea. And again, the chicks don't want to take water. So it is upon you to ensure the chicks take the water. Wake them up, put enough feeders, teach them how to drink. I showed you last time that if a chick is not drinking the water, you should get on the feeder you put in the mouth on the cheek. Use your palm. You use your finger like this. Dip it in the water, then bring it out with a drop, put in the mouth of a chick. That is far way better giving them the water because most of them die because of dehydration. The heat is too much. Of course, sometimes we go to work and we leave the chicks at home. So the heat becomes too much and they start gasping. Once you see your chicks gasping like this, it means the heat is too much. That means if you're not there, they will gasp until they die. So when they gasp a lot, they get dehydration. Or when they have diarrhea, they also lose a lot of water. That causes dehydration. So our chicks die because of dehydration. We have the problem with the stress. Many chicks die because of stress. Like you come in in the rainy season. So they are shivering. You have nothing to give them, like maybe giving them multivitamins or vitamins. You leave them in distress, or you shout for them. Then people come and they bring all the visitors to come and see the chicks. Different faces, different colors, different noise. The chicks get stressed, and the stress lowers the immune system. Once the immune system, or maybe you can say the immunity of the chick reduces, once it lowers down, the chick will not fight any infection. That means they die. We have this problem we usually get or we usually face from the poor handling and transportation of chicks. Chicks are coming from Kampala, going up to Sudan, transported. They would not eat for almost 24 hours. Reaching there, they need a lot of care, a lot of care. So if we don't give them that kind of care, they will get stress, and that stress lowers their immune system, and they end up dying. Did I talk about temperature? Temperature matters. When it is too cold, the chicks come together in one corner. That's why we build the brooder with the circles in a circular form. The brooder should be made in circular form. It should be circular. You can use plywood, you can use boxes. So that circular form saves us from the chicks going into one corner and cocooning. So when the coldness is too much, they cocoon together. Or they come near the pot where there is sunlight. And that brings them congestion and they end up dying. Also, as I said, once the heat is too much, they lose water, they become dehydrated, they die. So, what should we do to reduce on this mortality rate in the brooder? Number one is being serious on what you're doing. Don't delegate far. Be there yourself. I don't know how to say it. Sometimes when I'm teaching some people, I say, are they understanding or not? Am I talking sense? So if I'm talking sense, please put in the comment section. If I'm talking sense, share this video so that somebody can benefit on what I've shared. This is Kataps, always, as always, Kataps. I wish you good luck and go back to my brooder now.